Hi, in this short video I'm going to talk you through a new tactical tool known as Repair to Baseline, which has been introduced to assist engineers working on fibre to the cabinet repair tasks. It can be used on a laptop, but in this video I'll be focusing on the iPhone version using BlackBerry Access. If you don't have BlackBerry Access, it can be found in the App Store under the Essentials category, as you can see here. Now, to use BlackBerry Access, you do require BlackBerry UEM to be up and running on your iPhone. So if you do have any issues with this, you may need to contact laptop support. So we'll get started by clicking on BlackBerry Access. At the top of the screen, enter the following URL: darius.nat.bt.com/mu and click Go. Once the page is loaded, click the icon in the top right hand corner, then click on Settings and enter your UIN in the box, like so. Once you've done that, click Save. This will log you into the Darius system and enable you to see results uploaded from your handheld tester, as you can see there, and we'll go into how they're useful later. Now, to get started, click the menu icon in the top left, then click on Apps and then Baseline. Scroll past this message, click Close. You're now ready to check on a line's baseline performance. The tool's designed to provide engineers with key information on how a circuit was performing at a stable, acceptable level. This information will have been recorded by the DSLAM, which captures data each day before any fault was reported and provides a baseline, hence the name. This information can be used in two ways. Firstly, it can be used at the start of a job to get to know your line, how it's performing currently versus the baseline. This is done by entering the circuit ID into the search field, like so. It's best to use the OGA, like I'm doing here, but it's worth noting that you can also use the DN or LUID, and those will both work too. So type this in here. Once you've entered it, click Go. You'll then be provided with the key parameters from when the circuit was baselined. So remember, this isn't the current status of the line, it's the baseline, the sort of target if you like, from when the circuit was historically performing at an acceptable level. If you move to the Graphs tab, you'll be able to compare these baseline parameters against the 30-day history, with the baseline being shown in red. You can use this to judge how the parameters have changed since the fault occurred, providing you with the desired outcome following a fix. This also gives a good indication of how variable the recent performance has been, which can be a clue on tricky intermittent faults, which are currently testing OK, but often go on to repeat. A good line will have very stable attenuation, matching the baseline. So you can see here the attenuation has varied from the baseline, which normally is an indication of some kind of copper impairment. Also, look at the Brandenburg diagnostic graph at the bottom of the screen, which can be useful to see faults like intermittent HRs, bridge taps, etc., which can contribute to poor broadband performance. There is a guide to this Brandenburg in the media store that will tell you what each colour means. On a small number of lines where it's not possible to set a baseline, you should still see the actual performance graphs without the red line. The absence of a baseline is usually a good indication that the line has not been stable long enough to set a baseline, and therefore you should suspect it's probably been poor for a while. There's also the DP tab. If we click on there, you have to rotate your phone to the right. We've got that information. This gives you an indication of what speed it's possible to achieve at the DP by comparing your circuit's baseline to other circuits. So we can see in this example, in purple, ours is 60 meg downstream speed, whereas the other circuits on there are at 80, so it may be possible to achieve that higher speed. Secondly, the tool can be used during or after a job to compare the baseline against your sync test results from your handheld tester. This requires the results to be uploaded from your handheld tester in the usual way, and then, after around 60 seconds, They should show up in the system under recent results, as you can see there. You simply select the relevant task with your job number and then select the Outcome tab, which you can see there. You'll then be able to compare the results with the baseline to determine if the repair has been effective. Tapping on the screen will switch between standard parameter view, which is here, and the alternative percentage view, which is there. But just note that the Outcome tab will only be available when selecting a recent task, not when entering a service ID. Two things to look for are the attenuation is very close to the baseline and tick green, and the maximum attainable rate has recovered significantly if the speed was poor. If you want to know more and how to interpret the graphs, further details are available in the Repair to Baseline user guide available from the Media Store.